Let's have a real conversation about the things that you might be doing to make yourself unhappy at your job. If you hate your job, some of that might be on you. And so let's talk about some of the traps, some of the mental traps that I think people get into that cause them to hate their jobs. And maybe you can reflect a little bit on some of these and see if any of this applies to you. The first thing I'd like to suggest is if you are not an active participant in a team, if you don't feel like you're part of a team, if you're unwilling to make the commitment and effort that's required to be part of a team of people, you're probably going to enjoy your job far less. Now, I know some of us are individual contributors, some of us are introverts. Maybe the team thing doesn't uh, attract us as much, but the fact is, if you're a lone wolf and you're kind of observing everything instead of really being a part of it, then that to me can lead to a lot of misery in the workplace. We really need our teams now. We need to be part of a group of people that supports each other, that has each other's back, that challenges each other. And so if you're not part of a team, that might be making you miserable. The second thing is if you're a person who likes to sit in judgment of other people, if you're sitting in your office or at your home office now, and you're passing judgment on people and situations, and you're being generally negative about what you see around you, of course you're going to be miserable. And maybe simple psychology 101, maybe looking for the good in people and looking for the good in situations would lead you to having a better work experience for yourself and not wasting your life energy being angry and judgmental about other people. The third thing, and it's related to the second, is don't compile a list of grievances about what's going on in the workplace. Don't compile this list of all the reasons why the business is messed up or the job is messed up. Take those grievances and voice them, right? Give them some sort of expression in a professional way so that you and the organization might be able to work on those things together and make even small progress towards a more desirable outcome. So if you have a long grievance list and you're not doing anything about it, you're not acting on those grievances, you're going to have a miserable experience at work. So think about that. The fourth kind of self-destructive behavior in the workplace that makes people miserable is just doing the minimum effort, just doing exactly as you're told, no more, and just earning what you think your pay should involve rather than giving more than perhaps you're getting paid for. I know that sounds anathema to a lot of people, but I think sometimes the best thing to do at work is to exceed expectations, to push the envelope, to go beyond what maybe you thought was possible for yourself, and do something extraordinary. What's better at the end of the day than knowing that you did something really well, or with a superior effort, or with a thoughtful or creative effort? If you're only doing what's required of you, if you're only doing what you're told, very likely you're not going to have a real positive work experience. And then the last thing is, again, is related to the others in a sense, is just thinking inside the box, being trapped in the reality of your job, and rather than thinking outside of it in terms of what might be possible, and maybe changing the way you go about doing your job, maybe changing the way you organize yourself, maybe changing roles and responsibilities with some of your peers in a way that would make all of your jobs more interesting and more mutually supportive. So if you're not thinking creatively, if you're not trying to think of ways to make things better, then they'll only be as good as they are. And if you're not happy with that, you'll continue to be unhappy, right? It's pretty clear. So people often have good reasons to be miserable with their jobs around the conditions around them. I would say that just as many people create misery for themselves in their jobs. And they do so with these things we've talked about, and in general, having a victim mentality or a powerless sense of themselves in the world. If you decide you want to be a change agent, if you decide you want to do something interesting, exciting, even extraordinary in your job, well, you're going to love your job. If you don't do those things, it doesn't matter how good the job is on paper, you're not going to enjoy it because you're not giving it your best effort and giving it the heart that that job deserves. So think about how you can make yourself happier at work instead of always thinking about how your company can make you happier. Thank you.